Welcome into another episode of House Divided. We got another solo episode. Trying to get the schedule changed up a little bit so Joe can be on more. Better access for guests, at least for the summer. I think earlier in the week might work out a little better. But you got me, at least for today. Hopefully you got a few people in the chat. Going to do a little bit of like a Q&A or something. Yeah, whatever. Whoever's watching, put whatever you want in the chat. Any questions you got? NBA, NHL, NFL, golf. I know we got the Preakness 2 days from now, Saturday. Don't have my horse picks yet, so don't ask about that, but probably put them up. For the stakes, I'll probably throw up my picks tomorrow afternoon at some point. And then for some of the earlier races, some of the maidens during the day, I will kind of do that live, I would assume, on Saturday. But yeah, I guess I'll get into some golf first. I know I had some bets that I put up yesterday evening-ish. I had Cam Smith to win plus 2,500. I believe he's top 10 right now. He's sitting 2 under. Rory's at 5. I know Answer's up there. Few other guys, but Cam Smith sitting at 2. He started 2 over, fought back 4 under on the back, I think, so he is dangerous. Like that, I did have Corey Connors, a lot of plays on Corey Connors, and he's not doing too out. He's 6 over today, so those are scratched. Joaquin Niemann to finish as the top South American plus money. He's 2 under as well, so that's looking really good. I think I had Spieth top 30 and HV3 top 40. So I'll post again on those at the end of the tournament to see where they're at. Where do you rank Joe Burrow as a fantasy quarterback this year? Where do I rank Joe Burrow? I tend to draft running quarterbacks, not to say that he can't run, because he definitely does. I would say the Bengals as a whole probably going to regress a little bit, but he could put up some numbers. He's still got Jamar, Boyd, Mixon. They lost Uzama, but I don't think that really is going to kill him. He was hurt anyway. I don't know. He's probably outside the top 10 for me. I don't know what he's going to be ranked. But you got to think. I'm still more likely to go with like a late round pick and Deshaun Watson over him. If Watson's only missing 4. You got to think Lamar's over him. That's just his division. The East, Josh Allen's over him. The South, Tannehill, I'm never playing that game again. No Jags, Colts, no. Matt Ryan might be like a good cheapie, but that's like a Kirk Cousins pick. Texans, nah. Carr will be interesting this year. Your love-hate guy, Mike. He's probably right around the Burrow range. I'm not going to put him ahead. Mahomes, obviously, ahead. Put Herbert ahead. Put Russ ahead. That's 7 in the AFC. NFC kind of sucks, though. Dak's probably right around there. I'd probably lean Dak. Dan went through that experiment, very volatile 8-point games, 40-point games. I don't hate Jalen Hurts. I might put Jalen Hurts above him. That'd give me 8 already. Wentz, no. Daniel Jones, no. Rodgers, yes. Cousins, no. Lions, Bears, no. Kyler fucked me. I'll probably go Kyler ahead of him. Lance is interesting if Lance starts the year. I won't go there yet. Seattle, no. Stafford's probably right around there. I'll give it to Stafford. Yeah, so he's probably sitting around like 12. Inject Derek Carr into my veins this year, directly into my jugular. That's what I'm saying. I feel like Carr is going to be drafted behind Burrow. He's going to be like that Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz, Matt Stafford. Matt Stafford will probably get bumped up, actually. He's going to be sitting around like 10 to 14 quarterback. he already puts up decent numbers, and now he's got Devontae Adams, Waller, Adams, Drake the full year of him. Obviously, they have Renfro. They signed about 8 like wide receiver 4s, like Keelan Cole. They signed that dude from the Mac Hollins. I think they signed like 2 more like random veteran receivers. And then Kenyon Drake's back this year. Jacobs. They are in the McDaniels system, so it should be schemed a little bit better than their last year's offense. I know like it was still kind of a Gruden system, but I don't know. I like Josh McDaniels. Don't know if I like him as a head coach, but I like him in his system calling plays, especially with like getting some fresh backs in. Josh Jacobs stinks when he gets 25 carries a game. If he can go like 15, split with Drake, Brandon Bolden. I know they signed the fullback from the Pats. I think they signed another running back as well. They drafted Zamir White. They drafted that dude from UCLA, like Britton Brown. I think they signed a UDFA as well. Definitely Carr, fantasy-wise, love that. I would say Adams will probably be ranked lower than his normal spot. Obviously, no Rodgers. He's competing with Waller. Still like Waller. I think you could get him probably cheaper this year than you normally would. Renfro, if you're in PPR. Even standard, he was pretty good last year. But yeah, Burrow's, I didn't even get to one division. What did I get to? The South. So Brady, if you like Brady over Burrow. I feel like people could talk themselves into Jameis. I won't put him over Burrow, but you could talk yourself into it. Panthers, no. Mariota, no. So yeah, Burrow's probably 13 for me. I don't know if you guys, if you like Burrow, Mike, if that's what you're looking for. I don't particularly love Joe Burrow. He's cool. But yeah, like I said, I had those golf bets. I will keep you guys updated with those. I know a lot of them are, I think all of them were plus money other than Jordan Spieth top 20 or 30. I don't remember what it was, but that was minus 110, so it was a standard bet. The Corey Connors were plus. Those are probably going to be done, so I'm probably done with 2 units already. Corey Connors, say on this pod all the time, love him, bet on him every tournament to finish. He's always plus money to finish top 30, and the guy's been finishing top 10 like all the time, but I think he's going to miss the cut here. I know Max Homo is doing pretty well. Was just curious. He's hard to rank personally. Yeah. He's, to me, like, people will say Joe Burrow is like a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. And obviously fantasy is different than that. I just don't see a huge difference between the quarterbacks like Stafford, Carr, like that range of quarterbacks. Like he's above like the Matt Ryan, Kirk Cousins tier, obviously, but I think he's like kind of in between those two. I don't know. If I was, I don't think I would ever be in a position to draft Joe Burrow. Like if I'm that late on the quarterbacks, I'm probably waiting. I think I'd rather just wait till like the last round and pick like Matt Ryan, to be honest. And I don't even like Matt Ryan that much. I know. What was I gonna say? NBA playoffs tonight. We have Celtics Heat in Miami. Heat laying 1.5. Horford's back. I don't know if Marcus Smart is back. I did not see that yet. Because Marcus Smart was an actual injury. Horford was a COVID thing. I don't see. Oh, Marcus Smart back tonight. All right. So full strength for the Celts. They're both back. I honestly, Jimmy Butler is like the hottest player in basketball. I guess you could say Luka, but they got blown up last night by Golden State. I would just go with the Heat. I think I'd play with the points. If you're going Celtics, obviously take money line, at least get like a plus 110. You never know. It just seems, I don't know. I'm pretty set on it being a Warriors Heat final right now, and I think I'd prefer the Celtics to win. I like Tatum. I think it'd be cool if he did that. Him and Jalen, all those guys did it when they're super young still, with a lot to grow. I guess same could be said for the Heat. Pretty young, just have Lowry and Jimmy kind of the veteran dudes. I don't know. I just think the Heat have been hot. Where do I stand on half PPR versus standard scoring, particular for our league? I've said it before that I personally am a half point guy. Like if I was starting a league from scratch myself, I would just lean half point. I just feel like it weights it out a little bit easier. Our league's very dominated by running backs. They're the first 20 picks, or whatever, 24 picks, probably 19 are running backs, 18, something like that. Half point makes it a little more interesting. I hate full point PPR. If someone wants to play that, they're stupid. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Half point definitely helps with the tight ends, definitely helps with some other lower receivers. It does give you, I think the biggest thing with half point is that just because our league is so running back oriented, it gives you more options at the running back position. Like if you're starting Kenyon Drake last year, you're like, oh, like I hope he has like an 80-yard run. This year, if it's, let's say hypothetically it's half point, you're like, okay, I'm going to start this dude, hopefully gets 4 or 5 catches, 30 receiving yards. You know he's going to get like 7-ish carries. Maybe he gets a touchdown. Like he's a viable flex option. Pinch RB2. There's been so many times in our league where we're starting like, I don't even know, we're starting Ty Johnson, like we're starting just some random, we're starting a Jalen Richard, and it just never happens. You get in the, I don't particularly care. I don't understand the argument that the people make for half point where for our league specifically, like there's not really an advantage. Like what is it? We're all playing by the same rules no matter what it is. I think it definitely opens it up to a little more change, like a little more strategy with the half point, with at least taking receptions into account. I know Tom doesn't love the receptions. You shouldn't get a point for catching it. You should just catch it and whatever. I don't necessarily disagree that it's not like the highest skill thing. It's just another, gives you more options to play with. It makes us, we always have the IR argument. We don't have an IR in our league. That'll kind of take that complaint away because you're not stuck with a shitbag running back that you have to play in your RB2. You're not playing, I don't even remember who was on the rank. Like when Cam Akers was down, Henderson was banged up, you're playing like Jake Funk in like your RB2 because you got nothing, you got no one. It at least gives you that option of like the Chris Thompson, J.D. McKissick backs. You feel a little more comfortable with those guys. But yeah, back to the Heat. Again, Heat -1.5. Probably take that. Celtics at full strength. In Miami, though, He's got the whole Heat culture thing there. They're hot. They're playing very well. Jimmy Butler playing very well. I would lean them tomorrow. I don't think I would bet against the Warriors for the rest of the series. I don't really care what the spread is. I'd imagine it's probably going to be like 8-9 at home. Maybe like still favored by like 4-ish on the road. The Mavs will probably steal 1 or 2 from them. I'd say it's going to go 5. Obviously, the Mavs are overachieving. They really, you would think they shouldn't be there. But Luka just kind of willed them there. Got a little banged up last game, was holding his shoulder the whole game. Got lashed across the face by Andrew Wiggins. The Warriors smoked them, and Clay played terrible. Steph was good, but he wasn't like Steph good. I think there was a stat that came up. They were 1 for 10 combined in their first 10 shots. Wiggins played very well. Looney was decent. Draymond played very good defensively. I'm thinking Warriors Heat fairly easily. You never know with the Celtics. They kind of came back against the Bucks. No Chris Middleton though. As long as the Heat stay healthy, should be fine. NHL as well. Big Rangers loss last night. Thank God. I hate the Rangers. Then the Flames scored like 9 goals. And then I think the Lightning are tonight. And let me check who the other game is. I forgot who the second game was tonight. Lightning probably playing right now, so I don't want to say anything and look stupid about it. They're up 1-0 on Florida. Uh, St. Louis and Colorado. Colorado's already up 1-0. They're at home tonight. I'm Colorado. St. Louis is like a cool team to like. Like they've got some vets. They're like a scrappy team. Colorado should destroy them. They should dismantle them. Florida, I still don't think they're there yet. I think they won the President's Trophy. They're very good team. It's Tampa. I wanted Toronto to beat Tampa so bad. Couldn't get it done. I'm kind of sick of Tampa, but you never know. But yeah, I would go Tampa and Carolina right now in the East. And then I would probably go with the teams that are already up 1-0, Colorado and Calgary. I had it my way. It'd be Calgary, Carolina in the finals. That's just me. I mean, it'd be cool to see those two teams that really haven't been. I mean, obviously they've been decent lately, but like they haven't really been there in a bit. Especially the Flames. It'd be cool to see a Canadian team win. Hopefully next week. I wanted to have him this week. He's not. I don't think he was around earlier this week. Not here today. Hopefully you can get Tuttle on next week for a little NHL talk. You can go a little more in depth. I could tell you maybe the top 6 forwards and the top 2-3 defensemen on a team. I'm not giving you the grinders on every single one of these teams. Don't watch it as closely when the Red Wings stink. Not ever on TV. But hopefully we'll have him on, dive a little bit deeper. I know maybe Grayson as well. He's a big, at least for betting, hockey guy. And then NBA, I don't know who we could have on. I watch most of the NBA playoffs I've watched. If we get Joe back on at some point, he's watched them all as well. But I think, like I said, Warriors winning that. Big news, though, out of the NBA, too. I forgot to mention that. My Magic. Do I have anything back here for the Magic? No. Sure. No. My Magic won the lottery last night, I believe it was. Yep, they won the lottery. Number 1 pick. They always get fucked out of the top. Let's say there's 3 good players in the draft. They'll have the best odds. They'll get 4th. They've done it every year. But they got number 1. They've only drafted 3 players number 1. Shaq, Dwight Howard, and Chris Webber. But that was in the Penny Hardaway trade, so they didn't keep him. He didn't want to play there. So yeah, Shaq and Dwight and Penny Hardaway, probably like our 3 best players of all time. So obviously it's the number 1 pick, but very good track record for it. I'd say they're leaning Jabari Smith from Auburn, who I've talked about on this show a bunch of times, said he should go number 1 in the draft. I have the number 1 pick. I'm picking him. He looks like Kevin Durant. He's a little skinnier like him, but he's probably actually weighs more than KD, I would say. I think he's around like 245, 250. He's got a good shot. It's very good standstill, decent off the dribble. I mean, he's 6'10", so it's not like he's not KD, but that frame, he can still play in the post. The other options, Chet Holmgren, the weirdest looking player of all time, 7-footer from Gonzaga. I think he might weigh like 190 pounds. He's the skinniest person I've ever seen. He can dribble. He has a 7-footer. He can dribble. He can shoot. He's got a great shot. He is great defensively, great rim protector. Obviously going to struggle in the NBA with like bigger dudes. Like if you're guarding like obviously he's not good anymore, but like a Boogie Cousins-esque player. You're guarding Bam. You're guarding some of these guys in the post. You can't weigh like 200 pounds. But if he can put on 30-ish pounds, I don't see why he couldn't be like a top 10 player in the NBA. It is risky for the Magic. They have Mo Bamba, who was like the same type of deal. Had the fastest time ever running from baseline to baseline. Scrawny dude, great shot blocker. It's just like, it was like, oh, he's going to put on weight, and he really hasn't put on too much weight. He can shoot. They'll likely bring him back. I think he's a restricted free agent this year. I would assume they're going to bring him back, and that's why I don't think they would take Chet. If they take Chet, they wouldn't bring him back. I don't see why you would do that, lose like a young, pretty good player. But I think I kind of wanted Paolo Banchero from Duke. The risk with him is he's not the best shooter. He was kind of lights out in the tournament, but he only shot like 30% on the year. He can score, though, and that's why I want him for the Magic. Like, he can handle the ball. He's like 6'9", maybe 6'10", probably in shoes. But he can handle the ball. He can score. He can drive. He can shoot a little bit. At least it looked promising in the tournament. And he's just kind of like a presence. Like, he's a name. I think that would be kind of good for the Magic, just have a brand guy on their team. I mean, they have Cole Anthony. He's kind of a brand. Also good to mention, Chet played with Jalen Suggs in high school. Only went to Gonzaga to follow Suggs there, who's the Magic point guard. But yeah, if they get, let's say most likely scenario, Jabari Smith, that's Suggs, Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, Markelle Fultz back, and R.J. Hampton as your 4 guards. That's like all those dudes are like 24 and under, and like could be really good. Obviously, you just gotta stay healthy with Fultz. Cole's a great. He's like a combo guard. Probably would fare better as a 2. He's just small. Suggs, great point guard, great passer, great defender. Needs to get a little better offensively. R.J. Hampton's just, I don't know, just like a lot of potential. Like, he plays really good when he plays, but he's kind of like a Josh Giddey, like a worse version of him. Funny, they're both like from the Australian League. And Fultz, yeah, got to stay healthy, but he played lights out when he was playing before he got hurt again. Forwards, they got Franz Wagner last year, first team all rookie, averaged like 15 a game. Great shooter, great defensive like hustle player, can rebound a little bit. Jonathan Isaac should be back. Him and Markelle have been out for like 2 years with injury, so that gives you another like 6'10" forward who can dribble. He's probably, I don't even know what they're playing with that. If they have Bamba, Isaac, you can't count on Isaac. That's the only problem because like he hasn't played in 2 years. But if you go Bamba, Isaac, and Bamba, Isaac, and Jabari, you're going very tall. That's like 7'1", 6'10", 6'10". I guess it makes up for the small guards. Cole's like 6'2", Suggs 6'4". But then they got Chumo Kiki and some other good rotational pieces, so it wouldn't be a terrible team. But yeah, I think OKC is second and Houston's third. So they're both going to end up with one of those guys. Then you got Jaden Ivey, Shaden Sharp, AJ Griffin, some of those other guys. Obviously, Keegan Murray will be up there, Johnny Davis, Ben Mathurin. All these guys, if you watch the show, you know Joey and I talk about it all the time. Love college hoops. I know there was a G League dude in there as well. I'm forgetting his name, but he's supposed to go top 10 as well. So we should have a fairly good draft. Exciting time for a Magic fan. I always wear my Magic shirts, and people are like, I have never met an Orlando Magic fan in the world, especially in New York. So hopefully start seeing some more of those. I'll take someone on the bandwagon. Anyone who doesn't like the NBA or just likes a player, you want to hop on the Magic train, let me know. I can get you caught up on their roster, what we need past a few years history. But yeah, so we hit on the NBA, NHL, talked about some of those golf bets for the PGA Championship this weekend. What else is there? Yankees have been still on fire, lost today against the Orioles. That kind of sucked. But they've won like 6 in a row. Orioles needed to win. They got swept by the Tigers, embarrassing. Lost the first 2 to the Yankees. You got to lose some of the games. Nestor still dominates. Best pitcher in New York. Sorry DeGrom. Sorry Cole. Sorry Scherzer. Scherzer's got hurt. He's out for 2 months. Mets fans with their Tyler Megill, whatever his name is, cries that he's better. He stinks. Nestor's way better. And then, yeah, we got, like I said, I put up some futures on the story for some NFL things. Jets, Ravens, maybe something else, I forget. And then, we do have, Joe and I have the house divided one-on-one bet for EJ Liddell in the NBA draft. Maybe we'll do a stream live during that draft. I know we had the NFL one. It was pretty fun. We had some good chat in there. To see EJ Liddell get drafted inside or outside the first round, if I can tie Joe down to watch that far into it. And then I'll probably put some props for the NBA draft as well. It'll probably be like, I don't think I'll do a number one because I think that it'll be Jabari and he's probably already favored. But I might do some to be drafted in the first rounds. Like EJ Liddell, he'll probably be plus. Max Christie, just because I like Michigan State, and he tested real well at the Combine, and he kind of stunk actually playing basketball this year. But I think traits-wise, someone will pick him early, and then maybe some outside guys that I think will fall. I think like maybe A.J. Griffin outside the top 10. I don't really see it with him, but people seem to think he's like consensus like 5 or 6. If I could go outside the top 10 with him, that wouldn't be a bad play either. But yeah, I don't see really anything in the chat. I guess keep a lookout on the Instagram for the Preakness picks this weekend. Like I said, I'll try and throw up the stakes picks tomorrow. I'll probably convene with Tuttle. Golden State all the way this year. Yep, Golden State's going to beat Miami in the finals. Easy as that. Steph, too locked in. Wiggins playing well. If Clay plays well, they should be fine. Draymond's doing well as always. Yeah, Clay just needs to step it up a little bit. He's been cold the last few games after starting off hot. But yeah, look for the stakes picks in the afternoon tomorrow, and then look for some of the maidens on Saturday live as the races go off. I'll get with our horse guy, our resident house divided horse guy, Tuttle, tomorrow, see what he likes. He's been a little cold lately, but on the air still hot. So we'll get those up for you guys, and then feel free. Maybe I'll put up another Q&A this weekend for next week's episode, just so I can get some more of your guys' questions and get some clips for the Instagram, maybe answer some of them live on there or something. But yeah, if you have any more questions, feel free to hit us up on Instagram, and we will see you next week. See ya.